SINO brought up over here on investorshangout.com. Currently traded at $4.78. Before I get too far into what's going on right now, I do want to point out one thing that you see here in the past. You've got this gap right here, basically a gap and run. Even though that this stock is currently traded at $4.78, it still applies with this one. Take a look at penny stock gap ups. Don't do this over on YouTube. You're going to understand what happened here. So essentially, the stock opened over here on 11/16 at 349 and hit a high of $7.87, closing that day out $6.73. The next day you opened at 1335 and closed at 495. Got your butt handed to you that day. Avoid it now. Play it for what it is. Be safe. Basing this off of the recent past, we've seen this happen over and over. I would just be careful. I mean, whatever the case may be, if you're a day trader just learning out, or a day trader, advanced trader, just play it safe. I mean, if you see a gap up, avoid it. I'm just gonna keep on here. Could run for another day or so, as long as you avoid any gap ups. That's what's going to happen here. You guys seem to, it gapped up to $14 and pulled back down to $4 in one day. Avoid that. Stay away from it if you start seeing a gap up. Just my opinion. There's thousands of other stocks out there. Joe?
Yeah, this one right here, they're on the NASDAQ as well. So their press release today was Sino-Global announces fiscal year 2017 second quarter financial results. So Sino-Global Shipping America Ltd, a logistics integrated solution provider engaged in non-asset-based global shipping, freight logistics, and inland transportation management and related services, today announced its financial results for the fiscal year 2017 second quarter ended December 31st, 2016. The company has also provided extensive information on its quarterly report on Form 10-Q filed this morning with the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission, and the company management encourages investors to review this document for more details and company financial results for the second quarter of fiscal year 2017. Background on Sino-Global's business and history, as well as the company's strategy for the coming fiscal year. So, I mean, if you guys are interested, you can go right over to, you just type in the SINO and click, search. It'll pull you right up, and you go right into the filings over there on that board. So you'll be able to read today's filings from them. So their fiscal year second quarter operating financial highlights. It was total revenues increased 33.3% to 2.1 million compared to 1.3 million. The increase was primarily the result of a shift in our business mix, which included increases of revenue reported from the company's inlet transportation management services, freight logistics services, and container trucking services. So gross profit margin for the same period increased to 83.5% from 55.7%, largely due to the company's shift in focus towards higher margin logistics services. And then the net income for the second quarter of fiscal year 2017 was 0.8 million, as compared to a net loss of 1.6 million for the same period of the year prior. So that's pretty good, because you figure they had the year prior, they had $1.6 million loss, and now this year they got a 0.8, so they made what, 800 million profit over a 1.6 million loss the following year, or the previous year. Earnings per basic and diluted share increased 161.1% to 11 cents per share. At December 31st, the company had a cash and cash equivalents of 3.3 million, accounts receivable of 1.8 million, working capital of 7.7 million, and shareholder equity of 12.8 million, compared to 1.4, 2.3 million, 6.2 million, and 11 million respectively as of June 30th, 2016. And the company holds no long-term debt. So, I mean, just like they even said in the beginning of this press release, you want to learn more about the company, go hit up their 10-Q that they filed this morning. And that's available right over, if you X out of that, David, it's right there over on the filings. So you click on filings, and you'll see it right over there. And then, as always, you want to check out their latest time and sales, their financials, buy rating, company profile. And then, as always, if you have an opinion on the company, go over there onto the message board, and share it with the tens of thousands of other like-minded investors that are over here on the site.
All right.
Other than that, that is pretty much it.
All right, again, $4.78 could run for another day or so as long as you avoid any gaps. And I mean, again, I don't mean to keep, stating something that's completely obvious to you, but watch for buying continue.
Yeah, because I mean, you could tell that they're obviously turning around. If they had a 1.6 million the year prior to a 800 million profit, that's a big change right there.
Oh yeah, it's a big change. Of course, the market's going to play it, and it doesn't matter as far as the gaps go. You've seen it right here. I don't know how much more bluntly you could see it, even on the big boards, right here, Joe. When you opened it 1335, you gapped yourself and locked yourself, unfortunately. But that is why I discussed.
Yeah, that's a huge gap right there. What was that? What was that in December or November?
Yep, November.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is going to be SINO. Again, like Joe said, all that information he just went over is available over here on investorshangout.com. If there's any other stocks that you would like to see us go over, head over to investorshangout.com/live. Let us know there. And as always, subscribe to stay updated with the hottest stocks in the market.